Is Crimson Desert too good to be true? Let's talk about it.
Word on the street.
All right. The big thing this week is about Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert coming out in March, and it seems like a lot of people is on the fence, and people just creating these huge videos about Crimson Desert. So we're gonna check out a couple of them, and also discuss what we think about it. Now, behind the scenes, I had watched 2 full interviews of the I guess the director or whoever he is talking answering questions about Crimson Desert. He's not on the developer team, but he's a part of the team. So I don't know. I can't even remember dude's name. But the big issue is that when I was watching it, he don't want to call it a RPG. He don't want to call the characters that we playing with, because now you can play. It's up to 3 characters you can play with. It is playable characters. He don't want to put it to protagonists, because I'm guessing protagonists and playable characters is both. They are different. They are different when it comes down to protagonists and playable characters. So he don't want to say it's a protagonist. They are playable characters because they more of like side content and not like the full-blown story narrative. So we got a IGN video, and also Gaming Bot doing it, Reforged Gaming making the same video. So we're gonna check out IGN to see what they say, because also IGN, which is funny, with this video right here that they just posted is funny, because they was like, hey, can we not go crazy about High Guard? Why we dunking High Guard? Why everybody saying this bad stuff about High Guard? They made a whole article about that, but now they doing the same exact thing, but now they ducking Crimson Desert for what they played. So I'm very interested to see what he got to say about this, because yes, High Guard, we all know what it was, and then when we were playing it, Jeff had blew High Guard out the water, man. High Guard is an okay game, but it wasn't that much of hype for that game, how Jeff had made it seem. So this video right here is most definitely the first one on the list. So let's check it out, see what he got to say about it, and we'll just go from there.
The Legend of Zelda, The Witcher, Dragon's Dogma, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, and now GTA 5?
Oh, wait.
The Legend of Zelda, The Witcher, Dragon's Dogma, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, and now GTA 5? Every time South Korean studio Pearl Abyss shows off a new slice of its upcoming open-world action-adventure Crimson Desert, I feel like I see a new line of influence. Over the 6 years since its reveal, we've seen a fantasy land akin to one Geralt would explore, puzzle shrines in the sky that could easily hover above Hyrule, and a complex combat system rooted in Capcom classics. But in the developer's latest lengthy video detailing the world of Pywell, a new surprise awaited us. The addition of 2 new playable characters to join Scottish Jon Snow-alike main protagonist, Cliff Macduff.
Seeing you turn up here has given me a glimmer of hope.
Strong words. What's made things so hopeless?
With whole skill sets of their own for us to now anticipate getting our heads around, I can't help but be excited, but also cautiously wary. By trying to do so much, does Crimson Desert risk achieving nothing?
Yeah, cause one of the
I say this
one of the interviews that I watched, like he was really saying like there are so much to do, and he also didn't want to give like the lengthy of how long the main story is, because he said that because they got side quests and stuff like that, and you will get lost doing more side quests than the main story, and like it's just so much to do. Like they got Gundams, bro. like this game have freaking Gundams, man, and Gundams, dragons. It's so much in this game. Like the only thing they missing is a vehicle to drive. To be honest with you, and then they might have that. We don't know, but what was getting me upset about it, because we were like, okay, is this a RPG? No, he don't want to call it a RPG. It's a action adventure game that does a little bit of everything. The jack of all trades, which is the same concept as like GTA. Like GTA is a jack of all trades too, because there's so many stuff that you could do in there. They don't got one thing that's perfect to say, oh, that's a GTA. So this is what we getting from Crystal Desert as well. It is a jack of all trades. It got a little bit of everything. It got robots. It got dragons. It got that fantasy. It got all the stuff that you can possibly want in this video game that you might really sit here and enjoy this and play this for a while. But it's just that trying to categorize it, he don't want to put it into a certain box. He don't want to say it's a RPG, because that means, okay, the RPG elements. He didn't want to say if it's Souls like got the Souls like element and this and that. He don't want to say it's a boss rush. He don't want, like, there's so many stuff that they don't want to say about the game that makes it a huge question. Like, okay, then what can we call it? If we can't say it's Souls like, we can't say it's RPG, what is it? Because he was like, okay, he don't want to be called a RPG because we're not customizing the character. We're playing with a character. We can make the abilities. We can play different. Like my main protagonist can be played way different than your main protagonist, but it's not a created character. So we're not having that particular role. We're just playing with what we have. And then also with the playable characters on the side, he don't want to call it protagonists. They are playable characters. So that's take away the RPG element. The Souls-like element is with the boss matches. He don't want to call it a Souls-like because it has the elements of Souls-like, but he don't want to call it a Souls-like game because then we are expecting a Souls-like game to be, I guess, higher difficulty and this and that and the third. And then he also has said it was like the boss is not even the big thing in the game. So it's like, okay, dude, like, you giving all of this to us. What is it? Like, what is it? What is it? That's what we want to know. What is it? But he don't want to say what is it. So yeah, I don't know.
As someone who has had the benefit of seeing and playing Crimson Desert more than pretty much anyone outside of Pearl Abyss's walls, having visited the studio a few months back for our IGN first. Despite playing a good few hours of it and having quite a lot of fun with its dynamic systems and satisfyingly flexible action, I still left feeling like I'd only scratched the surface of what Crimson Desert has in store. And I don't mean that entirely positively. While it's good to leave a preview knowing there's plenty more to see, it's not often you conclude a studio visit still unsure of a game's big picture. If all those hours of hands-on haven't successfully...
And then on top of that too, it's a big-ass open world game, bro. It's a huge... Bro, bro, look at all that! That is so, bro. Like, a full-blown open world with different towns, different things in the towns. It's so much going on.
Communicated what the game is something off.
So you come here.
He just not said that.
We now know that Crimson Desert's open world is twice the size of Skyrim's and larger than Red Dead Redemption 2's. I've put over 200 hours into Rockstar's Western masterpiece and feel like I still haven't seen everything. So it's anyone's guess how much awaits us in this world.
Right. Already pretty much saying like bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2, bigger than Skyrim. Like, dude, like, is it gonna be like a whole lot of fluff or like a whole lot of like a whole lot of stuff that ain't gonna have no matter? Like, you tell us, oh, go to this and do this, complete that. Like a lot of like camps. Like, go ahead and clear this camp to save the people from that camp, and then boom. Like, is it gonna be a whole lot of Ubisoft stuff? You know what I'm saying? But hey, we don't know.
Crimson Desert's Pywell is a gorgeous piece of geography too, with streets filled with life and rivers running with glistening water. That water is also systemically linked to gameplay options, conducting lightning magic to electrocute those who stand in it, and is transformed into blocks of ice when struck by freezing spells. It's all very impressive on a technical level, but leaves me wondering if this is all part of a we can put it in the game, so why shouldn't we mentality. From what I've played and from talking to the team, the ability to manipulate the elements won't necessarily have puzzles or challenges built around them to make it a system you'd legitimately find worthwhile. In Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, for example, you know that if you're taught how to make giant ice cubes, a puzzle shrine will likely follow asking you to put that lesson into action. Nintendo is a developer that has been making games like this for decades now though, whereas Pearl Abyss is a studio in its relative infancy, having only released MMORPG Black Desert Online so far. By trying to fit everything it can think a player would like to do in a fantasy open world into Crimson Desert, I fear it may be shooting straight for the moon without learning how to get into orbit first. It all loops back to this latest revelation that not only will we be playing through Cliff's story, but stepping into the shoes of two new protagonists along the way. The as yet unnamed characters with their own, presumably complex fighting systems look very fun to play as, don't get me wrong. I'm particularly drawn to the quick-dodging, magic-shifting, pistol-wielding woman who appears at first glance to better fit my roguish tendencies. But it's yet another layer added on top of an already ambitious cake. And I like cake. You can probably tell from a quick look at my face that that would be the case. But when it's stacked so high that even Bruce Bogtrotter would take a pass on it, I worry it's a sign that Crimson Desert should not be trying to have it and eat it.
You wanted cake, you got cake.
Have I tit witch?
When Umbra casts absolute darkness upon this land, the corpses of those foolish witches from Tarith will pile into a mountain.
The other new playable hero is a hulking, giant axe-wielding brute with a machine gun attached to his wrist. If you've been keeping up with Crimson Desert, you'll know that this isn't your typical fantasy world, but one where dinosaurs, steam trains and mechs also roam around. It's all very exciting in isolation, and genuinely fun to play as your giant metal monsters come face to face with helpless medieval soldiers holding only a shield.
That's crazy, bro.
The power trip is there. I just worry about the rest of the journey. Story and questing are incredibly important to me when it comes to open world games. The Witcher's twisting tales and many memorable side stories are what make The Wild Hunt an all-timer in my eyes. The cast of characters in Red Dead Redemption 2 and the way they weave seamlessly in and out of its world are what make it my favourite game ever. Crimson Desert has a lot going for it. The combat is exciting. The world is diverse and beautiful, and its systems are impressively reactive, but I can't help but feel wary. Most of the missions I've played so far at several different events have been castle sieges, often ending in admittedly impressive boss battles, but they've all been relatively thin narrative-wise, aside from an interesting detour to a mad inventor's lair where he'd built a golden mechanical dragon, as you do.
So, let's cut the chase. You're seeking a means to destroy the Flying Fortress.
I am, yes.
It wasn't built for war, you know. That was never its purpose.
I've seen little of what's going to be the thrust story-wise in Crimson Desert as a whole to get me hyped in that regard, nor met any characters that I feel will get close to my heart. And I can't help but worry that there's a reason we've seen little of this world's story so far. Now, with the surprise addition of 2 extra playable protagonists to get to know on this adventure that is less than 2 months away, I worry that Cliff and his friends may well be fun to play as stylistically, but contain little substance within them. I'd be very happy to be wrong though. I've been looking forward to Crimson Desert for a long time now, and have had a genuinely fun time whenever I've managed to get hands on with it. I just worry how all these well-constructed building blocks will, in turn, create a greater whole. Will its gameplay systems overlap in interesting ways and be built into new mission design? Will authorial intent come to the fore, or will I ultimately feel like a kid being dropped into a sandbox of possibilities without direction? I am excited, just also a little afraid that by trying to be everything, it may end up achieving nothing. For more on Crimson Desert, check out that latest overview trailer, or
Yeah, we're gonna check out that trailer. But yeah, bro, like it's nothing wrong of him like having concerns about the game, but it was just also funny that like IGN overall, and he might have was the one that wrote that article like, hey, don't say nothing bad. Why y'all dunking high guard this, high guard that? But hell, we played high guard. We played it. So we can say whatever we want to say after we done played it, especially we done played about 7 hours and all that. We can say what we want to say about the game, man. But yeah, Crimson Desert, bro, the game do look fun. I am this on my list. This on my hype list. You know, this is one of the games that like once it come out, you know, all of us gonna be playing this one. And it to me, it do feel like it gonna be like a whole big open world sandbox because it looks like it's just so much to do. And I don't even think that we're gonna even know like the story pretty much. Like I don't even know if anybody gonna think like, oh, I done found the whole story. No, you're gonna be stuck in this game for sure. And my hopes are is optimized for the console because the game even with the videos that we done seen, it still looks like it could possibly have some kind of optimization problems. But we shall see, bro. This a big deal. This a big deal. This is one of the big games of the year. So it is very understandable why everybody got questions about it, and then the guy is having a whole bunch of interviews. So and then like I said, he's not really saying he can't not say what it is. He comparing it to like Breath of the Wild, Red Dead is the big as like Skyrim and all that stuff. But overall, we don't want to call it RPG. We don't want to call it a Souls-like, and also we don't want to say they are protagonists, they are playable characters because they don't have nothing to do with the story. It will be main side quests or whatever. So, but we shall see. It's very interesting, guys. Let me know how y'all feel about Crimson Desert. What y'all concerns about the game, or do y'all have no concerns at all? Because you know, you just don't know when it comes down to games like this. But we gonna check some other stuff out about this game. But guys, make sure y'all check out the other videos that I have, and I will see y'all guys in the next one. Peace.